In this episode of Doc's Boost, we're going to do some troubleshooting on the performance issue. Now, maybe you've seen my Shelby Bash 2024 video, and you know that on the track, I got some bad luck and I had some performance issues, and this is going to be about troubleshooting that issue. I did get it home without issue, but it didn't perform well on the way home either. So we're going to start out with a compression test, then we're going to scope the cylinders and take a look at what those pistons look like. We're also going to make sure that there's no fuel going in there, so I'm going to disconnect the power leads to the pumps going into the tank, so we got no fuel delivery. And I'm also going to use a remote switch to do work the starter with, and so I don't have to break into a scenario where the car's going to take over the cranking. I want to do all the cranking myself with a remote starter switch. So we're going to get all that set up right now. Now, I've showed you how to do these kind of things before, but yeah, what the heck. And be careful with the coil clips. You don't want to break them, that's for sure. And you don't have to worry about making sure you mark which ones go where, because the coils are not are universal. It doesn't matter if you take them out and put them in a different slot before. And the harness itself will guarantee you that there's no way you can connect the harness up incorrectly. The harness is designed to not let that happen.
How do they do that?
They did it by allowing just enough wire for that particular position.
Oh, okay.
You see, and I'll show you what I mean by that. See that? There's no way you can connect this coil to that connector, and you know, it's just laid out the right way. So don't worry about having any issues there. And this is my fuel pump lead, so I'm going to make sure that's disconnected so we don't have any fuel pump action going on.
Right.
So there we go.
That cable's all small, but that cable's so big.
What's that?
Battery cable's all huge, but that cable that you just disconnected for the fuel pump, it's pretty big too, but
yeah,
it pales in comparison.
Yeah.
Those hooked down to.
I never tighten them that hard. It always surprises me how hard it is to loosen them when I take them out, because I don't torque them.
Right.
Hardly at all.
Shows how car move.
Yeah. A lot of fuel there.
Almost looks wet, slick. It's not fouled out though. It's looking clean.
Look at that one. That one's really wet looking.
The Whipple?
No, that's a Kenne throttle body.
Oh, it came with it.
75mm twin. That's huge. It's like a giant motherfucker. It is very, very big.
Has to be.
Yes.
You thought was what?
Well, when I put the foot feed down and I don't get any response, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden I hear this zzz, and it's that noise. My head was trying to figure out, what is that noise? What is that noise? And that's what that noise is. To get those electronics, I have to buy another whole throttle body. That part comes with the throttle body, which is okay. It's only a couple $100, you know, and you get that with it. But that might be part of it right there, just because of that noise. But anyway, that's all common sense troubleshooting, and there's a whole lot of that needs to be part of your process. What's actually going on? Right?
Testify.
Pop the coils out. Make sure that you put the clips. Be gentle with the clips. You don't want them to break, because that then you got to figure out some other zip tie way to make them secure under there. And spark plug time. Hit it on myself. Huh?
Are these auto lights?
Not the ones that are in there.
Right.
Auto lights are going in. The racing spark plugs are going in. They're not going to be much for longevity, I've been told, but they should perform better.
What does that mean? You mean they didn't always last 100,000 miles?
No. Points and condenser was a dirty ignition system for sure. Wasn't until about 72 when the market was taken over by electronic ignition. Alright, we got the throttle body blocked open. Now I need to find my remote starter and get that hooked up. Alright, so we got everything in place. We got the remote starter switch connected. We've got the throttle body blocked open. And we're going to make sure that we get the equal amount of pumps. Well, I think we'll go with 5 pumps per cylinder. 120, number 6. $120. Well, I guess at least they're
Consistent
so far. $120. And number 8. Okay, go around to the other side. Cylinder number 1. $120. Higher than 120, but I don't know. Just $120. Alright, so now we know that there's at least one weak cylinder number 4, and now we're going to get the camera out. We're going to scope the cylinders. We're going to try to see if I can see any sidewall issues that might be going on in there. So we're going to get that set up now. I want to see that. So this is what we're looking at, and you can see that looks like scoring on the walls right there. And I hope you can see that. That looks like scoring. You see that big line there? All right, piston number 5. We're going to go to piston number 6. That cylinder wall doesn't look too bad, from what I could tell. Well, is that a drip?
Is that what that is? I was wondering.
A drip.
Yep.
Look, it's moving. I don't know what that could be. It doesn't, if that's oil, that would be fucking insane. That's oil.
It's kind of reddish. Brownish red.
But it's moving for sure.
Yeah.
Fuel is turned off, so it's definitely not fuel. Let's go to piston number 7.
That one's the cleanest one of all. And it's all one color. It's not like the other one was all.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Look at all the things running down.
Yeah.
It's too thick.
It's way thick.
It's got to be oil. There it is. It's coming again.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the piston number 8. Shit going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what all has those marks, but that looks like pitted or pitting.
Right.
Alright, let's go to the other side. Starting with piston number 1.
Look at all that oil.
Yeah. You can tell right off there's oil already in there.
All kinds of it.
I can't. That maybe just came out. There's some oil running down the side now. That looked like it might have a little scoring there.
Maybe.
It's just the camera.
Okay.
Go to piston number 2. Piston number 3. I definitely think that's some scoring. That right in there?
Yeah.
That's a scoring. And look at that oil flowing right in there. Look at that.
Crazy.
Looking insane. That just can't be right. It's just weird.
Well, that one ain't. I mean, it's got some pitting, you know.
That looks like some scoring. All of that.
That's all pitting right there?
Look like
Is that a crack?
something flakes in there, and it got hot and melted the piston, or I have no idea. So with all this new information from the compression test and the scoping of the engine, I now understand a little more about what's been going on. I've always suspected that there was a blow-by issue after I had all the internal engine components replaced with forged internals. I do believe now, from what I've just seen, that the cylinder block was prepped incorrectly for a plasma bore engine, which this one is. I've seen oil in places where there shouldn't have been oil, and I've seen my oil separators fill up a lot more on both sides of the engine when it used to be just the right side of the engine was the only separator that collected oil. The left side never did. Now it does. Now I understand why. Because I seen all of that oil running down the cylinder walls across the tops of the pistons. And that's not supposed to be that way. What that all means is that the rings never seated and never will. But that's also not my performance problem, and neither is cylinder 4 being way below all the rest of the cylinders. I still have to fix the performance problem before I take the engine out and fix that blow-by and low cylinder issue. I don't want to have to still troubleshoot performance by doing the engine first. You see what I mean? I'm kind of stuck in this. So we're going to continue with the troubleshoot with troubleshoot number 2. But while we get staged for troubleshoot number 2, let's watch the video I got queued up for you right down there. It's a video about me being on the track with Team Shelby. It's a wild-ass ride out in Pahrump. It's going to be a great video. You're going to really enjoy it, and I'll see you there in just a moment, and thanks for watching.